The heart of every movement is the individual who makes a decision that something matters, a decision that something needs to change.
Don't get caught up with the destination. Fall in love with the process.
We will not be denied, we refuse to lose, and we will fight to unite regardless.
Understand this is the right time, we're in the right place, we're fighting the right battle. We're looking for people who want to be the warriors on the right team. Are you willing to join us?
You've been blessed with an opportunity, but the opportunity itself is not going to be what blesses you. What blesses you is how you grind, how you work with this opportunity, how you sweat with this opportunity, how you sacrifice with this opportunity.
And we dream.
Are you willing to go out and fight for your family? Are you willing to fight for your freedom, to fight for your independence?
And we struggle.
I did not quit. And every day I thank God I didn't give up.
And we fight.
I, in 2014, am choosing. I am fighting to unite.
And we overcome.
To be part of such a team like this right here, and a team like this right here, this is a dream come true. But let me be crystal clear, this is only the beginning.
Everything you need to get where you need to be is inside of you. Stop whining and tap into your greatness.
We need for you to make a difference. America needs it. Your family needs it. You need it.
1, 2, 3, 9.
The heart of every movement is the individual who makes a decision that something matters, a decision that something needs to change.
Don't get caught up with the destination. Fall in love with the process.
Hey guys, Andy Albright looking at you with 2020 vision. So what is 2020 vision? That's when you see yourself in the future how you want your life to be. It's making a difference for people. It's having fun, it's making some good money to take care of your family. This is for that guy that wants to run like his hair's on fire. This is a man that wants to change his life, and I mean he wants to change it now. It is on with 2020 vision. Go make it happen for you. Let's go, get it, grab it.
I don't want to be a burden on my family. I know my kids don't feel like I let them down, but I know I did. The scary part was I couldn't quit. So for me, it was a prison. I knew that I shouldn't be doing this. Just a failure that I had in my life that I had to get rid of, you know. the future, it definitely is definitely brighter. I'm only 43. I got a lot of time to make a lot of difference in people's lives. It's going to be okay. That's probably a good way to look at it. It's going to be okay.
Listen, man, this is amazing. This is my first time I have ever gone on an Alliance trip, I guess you could say. I am local here in Vegas, but they still put us up at the Paris Hotel, which is an amazing hotel. For those of you who have not been here, you got to experience it. And I got to admit, guys, this is the first time I have ever held a gun in my entire life was today. They took us to this place called The Range. Unreal. How crazy this is. The adrenaline starts pumping. You're nervous at first, kind of like when you first meet, like Andy Albright, right? So you first meet him, you're real nervous, and then, but you just go for it. You just got to pull the trigger, and the adrenaline starts flowing. You settle down a little bit, and it feels amazing. I'm telling you guys, the association here, the experiences that we're having, getting to know everyone, this is amazing. You guys have got to figure this out. You got to get here, man. Just get around the association. Just get here.
I'll take the sun and watch it surround you. All of the rain will fall all around.
We are in Cabo San Lucas, and at a beautiful, beautiful resort once again. And the types of things we're learning is phenomenal. We hung out this morning with Mark Vickers. We're learning how to speak better. We're learning how to communicate better. We're learning how to better serve our agents at conventions, which is, it's amazing the amount of money that we're putting into that. And then on top of that, we're hanging out with Jeff Bright. Jeff is teaching us how to work together as a team on a much deeper level than just, hey, we're a team, you know, we're part of this team. We're actually hanging out and being a better team. And what does that mean to serve all of NAA, not just us?
It's amazing because the people that are here want to be here, number one, and number two, they were invited to be here, which means that we saw something, and then the leadership core that says we need to have these people here with us, learning, taking the next step with us because they earned the right to be here.
And guys, I can't tell you what it's gonna feel like when you get that email and you're like, woo, I got invited to come join the leadership crew, guys. You'll be running around the house going, I'm one of those people that get to help make a difference in this company.
And today I want to leave you with one quote, and I'm going to quote the late, great Dr. Martin Luther King.
This is Jay Daugherty with another tip from NAA University. As your agents are learning the ropes, give them a strategic advantage with the new Product Pocket Guide from NAA University. This mobile tool gives them instant highlights for every product we sell. It's always right, and it's never wrong, and it fits right in your pocket.
Andy Albright hanging out on the world's largest cruise ship. And you know what? It's got everything you could dream of. Swimming pool, people, music, having a blast. You know the only thing that would make this better? Shopping in Central Park. So many shops, so many boutiques, you could get lost. But you know the only thing that would make it better? High class, high energy, professional shows every night. Best seats in the house. The only thing that would make this better? The aroma of high-class dining, incredible service, and on top of that, all you can eat. But you know what would really make this better? Sharing it with your best friends in the world, all expense paid, it's all here. You know what would make this better? You. Join us again. Join the Alliance for another once-in-a-lifetime, all expense paid trip.
Hey man, what are you reading?
Just flipping through Andy's book, 8 Steps to Success.
I didn't know Andy wrote a book.
Just you know why you and I will by and by.
Don't be that guy. Use NAAUniversity.com.
Oh, hi there. Didn't see you. Greetings and welcome aboard the Oasis of the Seas, the Alliance sailboat of the future. Anyways, my name is Matt Taflin. I'm going to be doing something no one has ever done on the shore of Cuba, which is that island right over there, in case you were wondering. I will be walking the entire public distance of the ship, from one end to the other that you are legally allowed to walk while aboard this ship. It has never been done before while off the coast of Cuba by Matt Taflin. You will be experiencing that today on your guided tour. Join with me as we go from this distance right here, farthest reach, right here, yeah, there it is, all the way to the other side of the boat. Let's go, it's gonna be awesome. Let me tell you, there's a high wind advisory warning out here that you should be very aware of when you open doors, because it could get very windy and blow your hat off, or your shirt off, or your pants off, depending on what kind of pants you're wearing. Hold on, Star Trek style. Beam me up, Scott. Actually, that's teleportation. There we go. It says watch your step, but then you look down and then you're like, oh. Now here's one of the problems that we run into all the time is one level won't go all the way across the boat, so you've got to figure out what room you're on. Current stateroom, so we've got to be on 15, we're on 14, we've got to go up. Most of you would not need to run this, however, I'm going to run some of it. All right, that was enough. That was enough running. Well, I think we got to go out and then across this to get here. can sit and see. It's very helpful. Let's continue. This is pretty cool. So this is a good view. They should call this the view because this is always a good view. Pretty cool. Against the wooden shelf that's right here that you see in the middle next to F. This is the farthest, most endest, backest lean part of the boat. Well, unless you were down there, then it would be a little bit farther. But you get the idea. You get the idea. That's one end to the other. It was like 23.5 minutes. So not bad at all. If you'd like more information about the boat, there's like a website somewhere that you can probably look up. Otherwise, I pretty much just showed you everything.
Saw a huge humpback whale 100 feet off our bow. We're in this little rubber Zodiac boat, and it just did the full breach Pacific Life, that boom, and when it landed, we could feel the waves. We're going, oh my God, awesome. That was crazy. And all of a sudden off the bow, they said, hey, there's a whole pod of dolphins. We're like, how many? They said 500. We're like, what? She said, you don't want to see them? We headed over there. That was incredible. They were jumping. Some of them were probably jumping 20 feet in the air before they'd come back down. The excitement level, just everybody kind of cheering.
All right. That's right. Woo, baby. Woo. My name is Andy Albright, and I'm part of the Alliance, and I am proud to be coming to you today live, telling you about how fired up I am and introducing to you some of my buddies that are fired up. And I was just thinking about a new puppy dog we got named Penny. Me and my son found her the other night. I was on a conference call about midnight, and I heard our dogs was going crazy, so I loaded up, got my flashlight, went down to the barn, and my two big dogs done hemmed up another dog. But she was so cute. And she was back in there just running around, acting like she wasn't scared or nothing. Little red pit bull and maybe some Labrador Retriever mixed up in there. I don't know. It's 2 or 3 things, you know. Kind of remind me of me, you know what I'm saying? I ain't sure about everything, but she was fired up. I know that, baby. And I was just thinking about me, thinking about her, because every time we come home now, she gets so fired up, she pees all over the ground. And I was thinking, don't pee. I'm excited, but not that excited yet. So, hey, Penny. She's probably home with Jane watching. So that gives us 6 now. So we got the dogs thing covered. But we got a new country place out in Caswell County, so we might need another one. But Jane will say yeah. My wife will say yeah. Well, guys, I am fired up about the Alliance right now, because you could never have joined us at a better time. People say, I wish I'd have joined back when y'all was starting. No, you don't either. I'm going to tell you what, bro. It was crazy. And so many things are so much better. I'm going to introduce y'all to Jim Henson now, who's been president, or in a few minutes, he has been president of 4 different companies and a 5th company now with Alliance Life USA. And he has worked on a product suite of carriers that we have just the best I mean, like, no joke. I mean, like, I don't want to, like, this is not a sales thing, as in we had one company called F&G Life. F&G Life. That was it, Fidelity and Guarantee. And the best thing about them, people would say, I think I've heard of Fidelity. We say, yeah, Fidelity and F&G's a good company. We'd stall, and say, but we'd eventually get the and guarantee, because people knew Fidelity from something. I don't know. That's a popular word. That's the best thing about it. And they had one product, and then they had 2 products. Now we got 3 companies that have great products, a complete suite, better than each one of these have a better suite than we had before. And then throw in Monumental and and Kemper, and now with our new guaranteed issue product, I'll let Jim talk about that company. We throw that in there, throw in American Equity, and it's just throw in Phoenix Life. By the way, I should go ahead and tell you, we got another incredible product coming from Phoenix Life. And it'll be a few months before that rolls out, and it'll be exclusive. I mean, it's just so many things are better. Our Oasis lead distribution, where you can click and buy instant purchase leads, hundreds of thousands of leads all over the country, and you can figure out your budget and your strategy. And of course, we have managers that coach you on that. But it's just crazy right now the way it's set up. And Fitz is better trained, and the Lampies are here now. I mean, they wasn't with us in the beginning. Now, Katz has been with us, but Katz is better trained. Everybody's better trained. It's a whole different program. We found the Goads now. So there's so many things different. Now is the time, and this is what, last night I was on the phone at 1 a.m., it might have been closer to 2 a.m., with Alex Fitzgerald and Adam Katz. And it's like back in the day. If you want to be with us like what it was back then, Cuz was here. Matter of fact, Cuz is in the house. Cuz is the guy that taught me, y'all was talking about, took over Don Aldridge. Russell's the one that took me over there. And that's when I first got started. And but today to us is the beginning. This is what we worked for, was this moment in time. And so y'all are joining us right now. So now you are not joining us at the right time if you want to join us on the cruise next month, okay? Is it next month or July? In July. Is it in July? June. In June. If you want to go into June, you'd have missed that, okay? That you ain't joining us at the right time. But we're getting ready to go on that. 550 of us are going on that trip. But we are running a contest right now to go to the Greek Isles. And that is a phenomenal trip. Let's see, where would that be, Billy? Do you think that would be here or on the web? All right, first one right there. All right, so here's kind of the map. We fly you into Venice. And now there is an extension trip. Here's the rule. I tell you what you do. You click on our website and then go over here to contest, then scroll down to the one that says Greek Isles and click on that, and here will be all your details. And here's the details. Take 100,000 points, gets you a 7-night cruise. It's not one of those 3-day invitation things. This is a 7-night, 8-day cruise. One of them free. Yeah, And you can have an extension. 2 days. You can win up to 2 nights in Venice, Italy, which we'd love to have more of you win that. So, by the way, everybody right now that is on track for winning the cruise, and you're like, that's right. How about this? How about you win the 2-day extension with us in Venice and hang out with us? I love to do that with you. We'll get down in rowboats. We'll sneak us an electric motor thing on. singing? How you like that now? You know, talking about, whoo. All right, but it's still romantic and all, so we might ought to. It probably won't be as romantic with the gas fumes, you know what I'm talking about. But we're gonna cruise down. I think the way this goes down, I think we go to Corfu first. No, I think we go to Olympia first, and then we're going to go back there where all the Olympics were held. We're going to do a little scenic tour over there. And by the way, the ship's awesome. And then we're going to go from Olympia, we're going over to Mykonos, and which is pretty cool because we had lunch delivered in today from Mykonos. And it was awesome, and it's if you go in Mykonos, it's got that picture. If you go in a restaurant over there in Burlington, it's got that picture. And I'm like, I've been right there, like that. And all them people in there, they don't care. They're like, you live in Burlington, fool. And you know, so then we go to Mykonos, and then we go to Santorini, and I'm gonna tell you what, Santorini. That's the picture of Santorini, and it is crazy beautiful. You'll have a choice. So now here's the cool thing. F&G took us there before. So we've been there. This is a repeat trip for us. We talked about it and talked about it. It's like, let's go back, let's go back, let's go back. So this is a repeat for us. It's kind of like we say, we go on these once-in-a-lifetime trips. Well, first of all, we do it once a year, sometimes 2 times a year, and we go back again. So it ain't nothing about it once in a lifetime if you're joining the Alliance. So up on here, they'll give you a choice whether you can take a donkey up the mountain, because it's just see how straight up it is. It's like that all the way down. So you can take a donkey up or take the lift. Both of them are $10. Let me give you some advice. Take the lift. Them donkeys stinky. So we did that because they told us that. You know, I took the donkey on the way up, but on the way back down, we was going to be cocky. We said like this: we're going to get around the whole program. We're going to walk it, enjoying the scenery. Guess what's on the walk all the way down? Donkey stinky. I'm not kidding you. But the view from down on the ocean and up at the top is awesome. It's just that little climb. It's kind of like this business. You know what I'm talking about? Down here, everything's beautiful, and up there is way more beautiful. It's just the climb that you got to get through. Let me recommend you take the elevator and not the donkey. That's what we're going to talk about today, the elevator part. All right, so we go to Santorini. It is crazy beautiful. We'll definitely have lunch up there. I recommend the sea bass, and that's what I had the last time. And I mean, it's just you don't remember that. Oh, do I remember that? It's like one of those things etched in my mind. I usually take around these little plastic Tupperware containers, and I usually just scoop up air where I am and just put a hole in it. And then like when somebody quits or burns me or something, you know what I mean? I just go like, I'm getting a little depressed. I feel bad. I go, oh, I'm fired up again. I put that container right back over there. I'll be like, I ain't worried about them. You know, bad stuff happens. You gotta get your mind right. That stuff always gets my mind. I think about that sea bass at the top of there. And that book, if y'all ever signed that book in my pool room, it's this book up there. It's like this. It claims it was built by these monks somewhere back somewhere up. I bought it here. You ought to see it. It's that thick. And all kinds of people are signed in. And that's where I got it from Santorini. My wife's like, what? You go? I'm buying that book right there. She said, I don't know if it's for sale. I said, oh, it's going to be for sale because I'm going to buy it. And how you going to get it back? I said, I think they do postage in and out of here. And so mailed it back. I was so fired up. Every time I see that book, I think about this place. You guys got to come with us. And then we go back to Venice and then back to the house and back at it again. So I highly recommend it. See, and you want to see who's winning it, you can click. Where the heck is that? Oh, right here. View the leaderboards. You can just click. Oh, yeah, here we go. Hit it one time. Okay, you can see who's winning. Let's check this out. Oh, yeah, here we go. So Minerve, you need 100,000 points to win. January, February, March, April. She's got 127,000 points in 4 months. That's right. My buddy Michelle Alleman, okay, and her main man Mike, and they are at 98,000, not even 4 months. You with me? Dane Levine, young man in his 20s, and his wife Ruthie. They are part of Michael Owens, part of Paul Roberts, Alex Fitzgerald, 92,000. My man Sarge Rob Wilson, protecting America's country, ready to go throw down and go to arms at any time at 82. You see, get the idea? Larry, Tim Tim Waco, my man, Paul Menachino, who's been down here at the office the last 2 or 3 days. Chris Lewis was texting me yesterday. Grace McGill, my main man, T25, Eric Lardy. And so check it out, how many people. You can just scroll down and see who all's, look at this, 50,000 points 4 months into it. So if you're still joining us, you got 8 months. Hello? These are the people that did it in 4, okay? So can you win it? Oh my gosh, yeah. I'd say you can. If you went all out for 90 days, you can do it. But it's a 1-year contest, and the way it works is if you have a $100 a month premium that's sent to Mutual of Omaha, you get 1,200 points when that gets issue paid. So that's the way it works. So you need 100,000 of those points. So you might as well say 100,000 a premium. And then you have to look. There are most of the mortgage products, finance, but you have to look, and it's the rules that tell you which applies. So you just keep scrolling on down. So all the way down to here are people are right on track. So right on track, we've got, let's say down here, 133 people right on track, real close to on track. 133, right in here, 128 people. Erica, pick up the pace. Everybody praying for Erica. And her little unborn child, they're having surgery on an unborn child of hers and Nate, so y'all know. But so Sean Kennedy coming on strong. God, Sean, you gotta pick it up just a little bit. Because see, we can do the math. He's not on pace, but he could easily win. Does that make sense? So all of y'all 100 plus that are on pace, consider the 2-day extension. Okay, consider selling a lot more. So that is a big thing going on. So you missed the Caribbean cruise, but you're right on time for this deal, for the contest. All right, so you can go on there, and by the way, if you want to see, you can hit Control F and then type a name in, and it'll go to, if you want to check out your upline and see who all in our team's qualified, it's real easy to find. So that's a big deal. So that's one thing that's brand new. Here's something else that's new for the Alliance for you. It's called our Leadership Conventions. We're having one coming up July 18th, 19th, and 20th. Now, what I need for you to look at is the 17th is a Thursday. Foresters is going to come down, and they're going to spend thousands. I don't know if it's 100,000 plus, but I know it's thousands and thousands of dollars. We're going to those of you that are around Burlington, we are going to totally revamp the Salvation Army Boys Club playground. And Foresters is going to do that Saturday afternoon. I think it's around 2:30 or 3:30 in the afternoon. It's late in the afternoon, so if you're flying in from California or Maine or Florida or driving in, you'll be able to get here in plenty of time. Help us. And then after that, Foresters is sponsoring a dinner here at the convention center at the Alliance. And they're going to pay, all expenses are paid. I mean, as far as like all the food and all you do is come in, and it's not heavy work. They usually, you'll hit a hammer and you'll do some wheelbarrow moving, but it's everybody can participate, and it's fun, and you feel good about it. Kids will be there. We'll have a great time, and you'll see what Foresters does, and it's part of their giving back, and they're just doing it kind of in honor of us or in appreciation of us. They're doing it, and so that's what happened Thursday, the 17th, and then the 18th. We'll have a men's leadership on this side of the convention, women's over there, and men's back here in the dinner area. I don't know which it is. We're going to be on one side or the other, and it'll be powerful. That was one of the things that got the biggest response at our last convention. The biggest feedback was the leadership, talking to men about just taking care of your families, taking care of business, and ladies about taking care of business and taking care of your families. We had the pickle lady come in. And this lady's world famous for selling pickles, and she was awesome in leadership. We enjoyed meeting her. Then we've got breakouts, and you can pick. You need to go on, Billy, click on where we sign up for the convention. Can you find that on there? So you get to pick what you want to participate in. So like at 8 o'clock, you either learn how to sail from Jason Carey, an hour and 20 minutes, or you learn how to recruit from Alex Fitzgerald, or you learn tax and bookkeeping strategies from John Roberts, partner from Dixon Hughes Goodman, and whatever the subject is, you get to pick what you're going to do. Is this the breakout sessions right here? Yeah, so these are the breakout sessions. So Bob Brown from Monumental, Sandra's going to be talking about leads, Jim Henson and John Roberts are going to be explaining ALUSA, our new insurance carrier. Jason and Tony, Adam Katz, How to Run and Grow a Hotspot meeting, Mike and Noel. So you can pick. Now listen, these spots are going to fill up. So if you're in President's Club, you can go ahead and sign up now. And then in a couple weeks, everybody will get to sign up. And guess who's going to get to pick the spots first is the people that have signed up for the convention already. So if you're already signed up for the convention, then you'll get an email that says which slot. And by the way, the one for TAC, this one's already full. And you said, well, I didn't, I wasn't even part of the team yet. I said, yeah, ain't that crazy? You done missed it. And kind of reminds me when I missed a Southwest airline flight. You ever miss one of them Southwest? You know, Delta and American, they get all upset. Southwest, they just be looking at you. You like, I missed the plane. They'd be like, ain't that crazy? I had a girl tell me that one time. She said, ain't that crazy? What do you say? You know, well, ain't that crazy? So there's more of them that are going to sell out. I highly recommend you go ahead and get signed up because it is going to be powerful. We typically do 100% money-back guarantee, and if I like you a lot, I'll give you double money-back guarantee because I know you ain't crazy enough to say you didn't like it because it's going to be so awesome. So get signed up for that convention. It's going to be powerful. We're really going to roll out ALA USA strong when we do that. You know, people say, what's the best thing about Life USA, Alliance Life USA? Our logo is awesome. That's what I'm going to tell you what, man. Can you see anything I might like about it? Woo! You know what I'm saying? So we have a special treat that I'm going to get to come up here and help us introduce what we're going to be talking about from now until July. But July, I promise you, it's going to be getting crazy. Now we're just going like, we got the company, we pulled it off, we did it. So let's get him up. Would y'all scream and yell for Jim Henson? Bring him up. Woohoo!
Hey, man.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm fired up.
Me too. It's on. It don't have to be loud.
It doesn't have to be loud?
No.
Can you hear me okay? Yes. Well, I'm fired up. I tell you what. You know what I love about this logo more than anything else? Well, it's not that I'm the president of it, but
look at here.
Oh, I love this too. But this is what I really like. You. Because it's all about you. And that's what makes it work. And you know, we've already started receiving business, and what's amazing on the business that we've received so far is that it's averaging about 3 times the average premium of our regular business. That's pretty exciting. So it's just going great. But you know, you're talking about all the things coming up for leadership and these breakout sessions, and already see people signing up. No other organization in this country does the planning and the design and to give you the tools that the Alliance does. It's just amazing. I don't know, you can't possibly imagine how much time and planning and preparation that Andy Albright and his team does. I mean, I'm just overwhelmed by it, how much you do. It's just amazing. I mean, the man, he only sleeps an hour and a half a day. Is that right? Now, you're supposed to laugh, you know, when it's funny. Anyway, he only sleeps an hour and a half a day, and he's always working, and he just has built so many people, and they all have their part of our pie, and that's just great. And we do have a new carrier coming. Yeah, we have a new guarantee issue coming. It's a National Guardian Life, and they're going to have 2 products, actually. One's a single premium product, and the other one's just a guarantee issue product. It's going to be a little more comp than what we have now for guarantee issue for everybody. And it's already approved in 47 states. Okay, so, and we have actually a meeting this afternoon. He mentioned that Phoenix is coming in, and we have a new term product that's going to have some great living benefit riders for not only just accelerated death benefit, but critical illness and chronic illness with like a 95% payout. You all helped name the product. Remember, we sent out thing, and you came back, and the #1 name was Safe Harbor, and that's the name of the NAA product, Safe Harbor. So I'm real fired up. It just keeps getting better and better, and like Andy said, if you haven't been part of the Alliance before, that's okay, because right now is the right time. It's just going to be better and better.
Okay, hold on. I still got more for Alliance Life USA. Do we have the first person? Did we figure out who is the? Travis Smith. as our first issue paid policy. We opened the company on April the 16th, was my birthday when I turned 50, and we had our first policy issued on April the 16th by Travis Smith, and it was a huge, it looks like one, I'm not sure if that's one big policy, but $4,867.
It was one.
One big policy, $4,867 premium. So we were open for business in the first day, and we issued policies on the first day. How about that?
Right.
So that's good stuff. Now, I want to tell y'all this. Y'all, this is a fast, amusing story. A little bit. We actually got the LLC and the name for the company about 4 months ago, and with 1 week, we had our first death claim in Alliance Life, which was interesting because we ain't issued no policies. We kind of went negative there for a little bit. Our heart was beating, like, whoa, who wrote a policy? Apparently, there was a company named Alliance Life in 1946, and somebody had
so
a policy.
They sent us a death claim, yeah, and we had just formed a company, but.
And so we forwarded it on to the company that now owns.
Right.
So Travis Smith, you need to take good care of this man, whoever you wrote up, or woman. I'm going to tell you what, you better get him some Cheerios or something. So, okay. Also, we have, I don't want to put you on the spot reading. I want you to read names, but some of these names, Sarge Wilson, Rob Wilson has already submitted 4 applications for Alliance Life USA. Karen Musel has already put in 2, and 1 app has been submitted by Alba Escobar, Bryant Marshall, Denise Paradis, Minnie Titus Glover, Richard Bowery, Ryan Rukuski, Travis Smith, and Virginia Anderson have all issued paid policies with the Alliance Life USA. And we're not like, see, the way this works, to be clear, there's no large advances at all. This is renewals for the life of the policy. Now, if it's a 20-year policy, the life is 20 years. It can go longer, but typically you don't think they're going to go longer. 30 years, a 30-year life, so you get your renewals for 30 years. If it's a whole life or a final expense, it just keeps going. Okay, as long as they're paying, as long as they're alive, they're paying a renewal on this policy. So it's a way to layer your renewals, a type of retirement, a type of 401k, because if you typically, if a policy, I'm just going to tell you it real brief. I'm not going to try to, you did diagrams, we're going to explain all of that over time. That's why we're not pushing it real hard. But typically, if you were going to make $800 on a policy immediately, typically, like with Mutual Omaha or Foresters, you're going to make $800 over about 7 years. So it's taken 7 times as long. You said, that's bad. Except for the next 7 years, which is where you get it up to close to 16. It'll be over 1,600. You see what I'm saying? So what about the next 7? Well, now you're at 2,400. So it's just staying on the books. With time, it just keeps going in. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's very, very simple, very, very clear, very just no tricks or windows. It's just boom, 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 boom. Good enough?
It's amazing because you get those renewals, like you said, over all those years, but then you get the additional payout from the Alliance Life Insurance Company. And it's, so if you want to make 2 times, you want to make 3 times, because you all know you have to go out every day and you got to sell new, okay, because there's not really something on the back end. This is the way for you to leave a legacy and to build something great for yourself on the back end.
So it's, you can't go wrong with it, but you got to understand, if you need the money now, don't put it over there. You're not getting your advance. But if you can write an extra policy and slide it over there, you with me? You put 80%, 90%, 99% where you get advances, or 60% where you get advances, and then slide business over there. Now, you say, should I put my great business, or my good business, or my bad business with Alliance Life USA?
I have the answer.
Think it through, think it through, think it through, think it through.
It's your great business.
We told the carriers we would be fair and give them all of it after we got the best. Yeah. So, all right, so check this. Right now, what we're doing, we said we're not going to do something crazy. We're not going to push hard at all. We told the managers. I spent time with the Inner Circle up in Detroit. We said, here's what we're going to do. Everybody that plays 1 application in between now and the leadership in July, we're going to have awesome T-shirts. Do we have a picture of the T-shirt? I know it's going to have this logo on it. No, it's going to have this logo.
It's this logo.
This logo on the back, and Billy might be pulling it up. and another, and then the Alliance Life USA. Here we go on the shirt right here. Okay, so that's the first thing. The other thing is every policy, so it's not a big deal, but we're saying you jumped in. Thank you very much for putting a little something over there. You'll get a lottery ticket, and we'll draw lottery tickets, and I'll tell you, we'll be smart about it. We ain't gonna draw them on stage. You got to be here, so we'll run a tab of who's here. We'll pull the lottery, and then we'll do the recognition. But it's gonna go like this. For each policy you do, it's one ticket. So if it's 2 tickets, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so you have more chances to win. We'll draw it out. There are going to be 25 third place winners. And the third place winner is going to get this right here. If you'll hold that. Matter of fact, Blake, how about coming up here, buddy? This is Cuz. This is Russell Everett's son, Blake, who's come on strong lately, so I'll let you hold those up. So this will come up, and that is you'll get the ALUSA poster. So this poster right here, you can hold that too. You get the ALUSA poster. You'll get an ALUSA t-shirt, the 5 of our best-selling audios, the 8 Steps book signed, Millionaire Maker signed, and 10 NAA University vouchers. Okay, so a lot of little fun stuff going on. Okay, you can hand me this one back. And then, so there's 25 that'll win at that level. And then there are, holy cow, wait, this one's a little bit different. There are 10 winners at the second place level. That'll include the poster, the shirt, 10 sellers, the multimedia, the Millionaire Maker, 20 vouchers, and an ALUSA iPad cover for second place. And then, so there's 10 of those, and then there's going to be 3 third places, and 3 first places, 3 first place, my fault, 3 first. And that one is going to be interesting because we're working on a leadership cabin out in Caswell County. We call it the cabin. It'll sleep 20 people. It's a 3-acre pond, 4-wheeling, skeet shooting, pistol shooting, rifle shooting. I'm about ready to break out into my Ric Flair thing. Bow and arrow, fishing, just a lot of fun, a fire pit, swimming pool, all kinds of stuff. We're going to do 3 drawings for 3 days. 3 days, 4 nights. Is that right? 2 nights, 3 days. 2 nights, 3 days out at the leadership cabin, and we'll have an event out there, so you'll be one of the first in there. So 3 people will win that. So that'll be first place. All right, if you put that back for me. So those are available. We'll do that. That'll be fun at leadership. And guys, the other biggest thing, I just want y'all to know that I couldn't do this. I say this a lot. We are imperfect people. We mess up left and right, okay? Now, the good news for y'all is we're looking for people like us, which is imperfect people, okay? But we are looking for people with the right values. We've listed out our values. I'm going to read it real fast, but we want people that strive for excellence. That means no shortcutting. That's why stuff's first class. We believe in service. That means you go the extra mile. Integrity means you do things right. Signatures right. T's crossed. I's dotted. We do things right. Integrity. Accountability. You stand up and take responsibility for what you do. The buck stops here. Respect. We want to respect people because everybody's somebody. And compassion, which is the part we will fight for each other. We fight for our fellow team members, community. We help people. That's why we hot spots. It's way different than anybody else in the world. And then gratitude. We appreciate what we got. We don't go like, thank you for my suite. Is there any way I can get butler service? Is there any way I can get this? And then we got, hey, Bo, let's be grateful for what we got and thrilled over it. If they have a butler with your suite, awesome. But if they don't be ungrateful. Just don't do that. And then people hit me, well, it don't hurt to ask. I go, it don't hurt to ask. That's like trying to find out something. That's not like, can I have a favor, just me, don't tell nobody. That's a different kind of, it does hurt to ask. The rule is that you try to find and learn stuff. There's no dumb questions when you're trying to learn. There are dumb questions, okay? Now, whoever told you that, it's like some other things, like when your mama said don't pick it. Sometimes you need to pick it. You know what I mean? It's like some of them rules you heard when you was a kid didn't come from the Bible. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody all right?
I'm okay.
All right, so we're looking for we mess up, but let me tell you what. Every once in a while, we get stuff right. Jim Henson was the chief marketing officer and senior vice president of Shenandoah Life. He took that company from selling like 10 million to 200 million. And I think the low number might not have been far off, but I know he took it to 200 million.
11 to 200.
11 million a year to 200 million. Chief marketing officer. Was you there 13 years or 11?
10.
10 years. And that's where Gina Hawks worked for Jim. And we sold for Shenandoah Life until they were eventually bought out by another company, and they're kind of going back in business. We don't know if we ever do business with them, but when he retired before it was bought out, before all that stuff went down, and it's 1 year when his non-compete, he waited, abided by every rule he signed. You know, and people are like, well, when I signed it, I wasn't thinking that I didn't want to sign it. You're the fool that signed it. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, whether it be a mortgage note, whether it be a credit card application, stand up. You know, Jim stood up, did everything like he's supposed to do. But the day it ended, that's when he came to work with us. And he has been consulting with us, and he has been the one that's put together Mutual Omaha. I told no. And now it is like some of my absolute best friends in the world. Me and him are going to hang out with him next week. And we're going to do some crazy stuff hanging out with them.
In Ireland.
In Ireland. And so they're good people, but he's put this together. So if everybody in the United States, along with here, can y'all stand up and clap for Jim Henson for what he's put together with CFG? Yeah, baby.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. All right. Jim Henson, guys. Just hold it. All right, y'all grab a seat. Thank you very much. So how am I doing? My clock went away back there, Amber. Huh? Oh, you're working on it? Give me a number then. Oh, okay. We're in great shape. All right, so ALUSA going on strong. Here's what one of the things, a lot of things I like about the Alliance. Here we go. Here's a lot of things I like about the Alliance. One of them is this right here called the level sheet. Now, one of the things y'all got to understand, I'm from Burlington, North Carolina, I'm from Union Ridge, and I know I got this, well, I usually say I don't have an accent, but I think people think I'm kind of fibbing when I say that, which I don't think it is, because it's the way I talk. But it's when, you know, and I went to North Carolina State. I didn't go to Yale, didn't go to Harvard. My mom and daddy wasn't some president of something. So for me getting promotions and getting moved up, I wanted it to be based on what my numbers are, not how tall I was, which was God-given. I want to be what I was given what I was given, and then what I do with it. I didn't want to be based on who my mom and daddy was. Didn't want to be based on the color of my skin. I didn't want to be based on if I didn't have an accent, or if I had an accent that I needed, or something like that, you know. And so what these levels charts did, for us, it became a whosoever doeth business. And my wife, she said, well, whosoever doeth should be some women. And we were actually sitting right out here at the convention, and one of the ladies was up talking, and I said, Diane Lampy, jump up there and tell them that we're going to run a contest. We're going to do something called the Ladies Contest. And it evolved into the Elite Ladies. I think Brandy Tipton helped name that. So, and the guys are like, is there going to be a men's elite? And I go, no, there ain't. It's only going to be a women folk ELA. So I want to say congratulations, and everybody needs to clap for my friend Minerve Profil and my friend Michelle Alleman for being the new members of Elite Ladies of the Alliance. Love you girls. You are so awesome. Woo! That's Brandy over there. Y'all got to get Brandy over there. You got to get her over there right there. There she is. See, everybody at the Alliance got 2 or 3 jobs. Nobody does just one thing. Speaking of jobs, Dave and Michelle, would y'all come up here and join me for a minute? I got a job for y'all. Cousin Nick. There you go. All right, so here's the way this is going to go down. This is old school. A lot of things we're doing right now is going old school. It's going back to the basics because we shouldn't have never got away from the basics. And here's what happened. Brandy, who's right over there, she said to me, she said, we need some leads in Brunswick County. I said, you know what we need is a campaign to get some human beings to move to Brunswick County, because don't nobody live down there. I can't get no leads if ain't nobody down there. So I want to tell y'all, we cut a deal back in the day with a company called Rand McNally, and we got Walmart to distribute the product for us. This is a true story. We got our program color-coded where you can go to any state. Like you could go to Michigan. We got them to color-code it. We told them to put it white where there were no leads and start doing it kind of yellow where the leads were for us. See how they colored it in? Coincidentally, that's where the people are. Note that the places that are green, that's in remembrance of trees. Don't get that confused with money. There ain't no people where the trees are. Now, unless you're going to be a forestry service guy, there ain't no money in them counties. You say, what if I recruited over agent there? Well, he going to have to drive somewhere. So I'm going to show you, like a buddy of mine showed me when I first started. Can you hand her that mic and hold this right here? He said like this. He said, Andy, how much money do you want to make? He said, do you want to make that much money? Like a dime? Because if you are, that is all far you got to drive. He said, if you want to make a nickel, he said, let me show you how far you're going to have to drive. You're going to have to drive a little bit further out. See how a nickel is a little bit spread out? You want to make a quarter? Let me show you how that's going to work. You're going to have to drive like that. Here's what I did. I said, let me show you what I'm thinking. In my mind, I'm thinking like this right here, and I'm thinking like this right here. Go ahead and tire me off. I said, I'm thinking, Albright's thinking like this right here. See, I got a car. I was telling my son this the other day because somebody said something about driving 16 hours or driving 5 hours. He's like, Daddy, we take a plane. I said, son, we didn't have no money. I took a car. He said, what car? I said, Mama's Lincoln Town car. He said, you used to drive a Lincoln? You know, because I got what does I drive? A Range Rover. I want to make sure I don't get it confused with that Land thing that Toyota's got. It's got a, it's a Range Rover, you know, and Mama's got a Mercedes and Cadillac. So, I used to drive Mama's Lincoln Town car. It wasn't nothing for Albright to jump in the car and drive 8 hours. And I'd talk on the phone the whole time, recruiting, setting appointments. And I was saying, matter of fact, I was like, you see is there anybody down that way? I do people down there. And it's my buddy Philip. I said, all right, let me see what this page looked like right here. I'm gonna do right there too. And so I just kept taping it. You know what I'm saying? You get the idea? Well, how much money did you want to make? Because I'm gonna tell you what. If you just go, and that's what I told my son. I said, son, if you're gonna make any money, you're gonna have to get your mind made up. You ain't gonna make it in Union Ridge. That's where we live. Okay. Now let's keep an eye on where this map goes. Okay. Look at this. This is old school. That's back in 2010 right there even. But I'm going to tell you what, that's what you got to think about is how much do you going to drive that much? Are you going to drive this much, what a $100 bill covers? Are you going to do $200 bills? How much are you going to willing to drive? And then I told my buddy, I said, they invented this thing that I'm fired up about. It's called an aeroplane. Okay? And you can get on one of them things. Now, Southwest Airlines will do you cheap. Them things, ding, ding, you are free to expand your business around the globe. That's what Southwest tune right there. And people say, where'd you recruit? Wherever Southwest went. Because that's where I had the free coupons. That's where I got all my points. And then the only other one I would do was, wasn't JetBlue, AirTran. I'd do AirTran. Guess what Southwest did the other day? Bought AirTran. I was like, thank you very much. You know? But you fly the plane. That's the way I built my business. I was so fired up about it. So we're going to cut the TWC short today. We're stopping at 1:30, and at 1:30 I'm getting on with the agency managers and the key leaders and above because we had something happen over the last 5.5 years. Last 5.5 years we have 4 postage increases, and a lot of people are responding less to the to direct mail, but they're doing more to internet, and we're doing okay with telemarketing, but those leads have just quadrupled in cost. It's just insane, not to mention the, what do you call it, the litigious society, in other words, the legal stuff. So everything's went up. So we are having a slight increase when you look at our grid. So I'm going to discuss this with the agency managers and key leaders, and I'm going to show them the best strategies. Actually, I've already been on the phone with Mike Leventovich and Fitzgerald and Katz and the guys, and we've kind of strategized on how you can shift around and buy more leads here and less there. But we're going to do that with agency managers and key leaders. And then at 6 o'clock Eastern Time tonight, I'm going to do another call with everybody. So there's an email going out right now telling you the conference call, and then we'll show all of y'all the grids and kind of show you the strategies so that you don't get hit. Hopefully you don't get hit at all by the increase in price of the mortgage leads direct mail. So we'll show you exactly how that's going to play in on them. But the first thing you understand is, where do you go to get them? So you guys fired up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. Well, tell me real quick who y'all are and who you hire back and what's been going on in your business.
Yeah, we're Dave and Michelle,
Hired by Ryan Sauls.
part of the Aaron Gudeman group.
Out of Team Raleigh.
Raleigh's our home hotspot, Team Raleigh. So that's right.
So what's been happening in your business?
Oh man, it's been blowing up. Sales, recruiting.
Sales, recruiting. That's the one thing we do.
That's right.
Tell us about what y'all's new thing you did last week in recruiting and today.
Oh wow, we got invited up here by Chris Hill to work with the ABTF, and didn't know what we were walking into, but we got handed a stack of already appointments to talk to some monster resumes.
Okay.
And a stack of QRAs.
So how did that go? What kind of response did you get when you started calling last week?
Awesome. Contracted, fast-tracked a couple, got carrier contract on one, got some more appointments to follow up.
How did this morning go? Did y'all make any calls this morning?
Oh, yeah.
How'd it go?
I fast-tracked one. I think you fast-tracked one.
I fast-tracked another licensed agent and got 5 more interviews this afternoon.
Okay. So already fast-tracked 2 this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
See, that's what people don't understand is how easy this is. The problem is schedule. Most people gonna do it, planning on doing it, thinking about doing it, but when you put it in your calendar, and what happens, we said be here, and we be here, we didn't sit around and eat donuts. We said get on that there phone right there, that thing right there, the moneymaker. All right, that's different than a country song moneymaker. So, all right, so tell me, from last night, our conversation, to talking to the people this morning, can you tell them, say like, he said this, so therefore on the phone I said this. Is there any examples of that?
Specifically, not off the top of my head, but yeah, just go ahead.
Well, my whole attitude's different. Before I
From
was
last night?
From last night, from calling last week to calling today, because of our conversation last night. Yes.
Tell me about it.
Well, before I was ready to take just anybody, and I'm making them reach a little bit more. I want them to sell me on the idea instead of me selling them on the idea.
Really?
Really.
Why is that?
Because we're not out here to get everybody. We want the people that really have a dream, that really want the fire, got the desire, and are going to do something. Filling up your hierarchy with just a bunch of nothings isn't going to get the job done. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help them. And it gives them a bad taste about us because it didn't work. Well, they didn't work. So you want to look for the people that are going to work.
So you changed your whole attitude.
Whole attitude.
And the other thing I tell people is like, people say, oh, this is process. He's got to learn how to recruit. What? If they got the want to, I can tell them the how to. The problem is, if they don't have the want to, I can't get them the how to. But if they want to, I can get them the how to just like that too. Does that make sense? It's just like bam. And we can see an instant change. We've seen that so many times across the country. As we're getting better at building people's want to, we're getting better at them asking us the how to, and then we tell them what we would have told them anyway before, but now they're listening. So the first thing's the want to, which is what I told you about the new agents, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Can, let's see, Lil Con, can you squeeze out of here? Can you get by Pam? Y'all give Lil Con a hand. Lil Con, how you doing, buddy?
Wonderful.
Wonderful, buddy. Okay, so now here's the thing. If you've got you've got Lil Con and you've got Jane Ben. Can you come up here? Jane Ben real quick. Give Jane. Y'all know Jane Ben, one of the top elite ladies in the country. So if I'm interviewing these two people, okay, yeah, you can go ahead and give it. So if you're interviewing these two people and you're slobbering on, this thing's great, this thing's wonderful, you'll like it, you got leads, we got carriers, you can get paid fast, it's going to be awesome. It's all true, and we need to tell him. But if I talk to Jane and I say, Jane, what kind of work did you do before we were in this business? Before you interviewed us, what did you do before? See, what I'm doing is I'm letting her tell me what she did before. And if she says something like, try to be aggressive and say, could you tell me a lot, or could you tell me more about this business? Could you?
Well, can you just tell me more about what the position is?
I've been doing this for 13 years, Jane. I can talk to you for 17 hours straight without talking. My mama is worse than I am. And if you want to hear us talk, just ask us to talk. We will talk forever. But before I do that, is it possible I could find out where you're coming from so that I can better suit my questions to fit your answers that you want? Was that possible?
I guess so.
How hard is that? You want me to say it shorter so you can memorize it? Hit me with, could you just tell me more about it?
Could you just tell me more about it?
Jane, I would be thrilled to. I do that every day. I wake up in the morning, I get on the phone, I find people and explain it to them. But here's what I found, Jane. If I tell it to the wrong person, I don't get no results. It's kind of like climbing a fence, leaning towards you, kissing a girl that's leaning away from you, or trying to help somebody that don't want to be helped. So if you don't mind, if I can just find a little bit more about you before I start blowing up all this junk about what we do, because I kind of see where you're coming from before I talk. Is it okay if I just ask you a few questions first?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who's going to say no to that? I mean, how are you going to say no to that? See, Andy, could I have that script? I got about 32 scripts. It works like this. It works like this. I've been doing this. My manager's been doing this. My manager's manager has been doing this for 13 years old. I'll pretend like I've been doing this for a week, and they say, could you just tell me more about it? Say that.
Can you just tell me more about it?
Oh, my God, could I tell you how much? I have been doing this for a week. They have given me 3 books, 14 CDs, sent me to a website that I have read until my eyes are crossed. I'm telling you, I had to put toothpicks up in my eyes in memory. I can tell you anything about this business. Here's what I need to know, though, Jane. Before I start telling you everything that I've learned in the last week and a half since I started this company, I just need to know where you're coming from so I can customize what I'm doing so I don't talk for like 13,000 minutes in a row and tell you all about it. Is that okay, Jane?
Yes.
How about that? So, but you've been around 13 years, you can say that. I just act like I've been around for a week, and that's what I would say. I would talk about all the books I've been given, the CDs I've been given, the websites I've been, oh, and did I tell you about the hot spot they sent me to? Oh my God, they had people flying in, they were telling us everything drawn on this whiteboard. It was like magic. They just wiped the marks right off the whiteboard. It was a magic board. It was crazy. Do you mind if I ask you some questions first? And then what we do is we ask them questions like, how come you ain't got no job? Or how about this? You live in America, the greatest land in the world. People swimming over here, people sneaking over here on boats, people just stealing planes to come over here and live with us because of what? Opportunity. And you live here and you ain't got no job? What had happened? That's what I want to know. What had happened? Right? And then I want them to, is this helping? Mm-hmm. This is the same attitude we was talking about last night, except you didn't get to see this, did you? Could you tell that I was doing that, though?
We could tell it.
You could tell on the phone. I was like, you got to do this to them, man. Yep. You got to rope-a-dope them. All right, so. All right, is this along the lines?
Yep.
Yeah.
So then what we do is we find out if they're willing to do the things that they got to do with us. Because if they ain't willing to do the things they got to do with us, then what's the point in us spending an hour talking to them and throwing up on them, huh? Mm-hmm. You say, well, we want them to do it. We should tell them it's real easy, shouldn't we? Yeah, kind of. It is real easy. You have to take a class online at your own convenience. But let me tell you something. I know this about Jane. I'm interviewing her. She's busy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You say, how you know she's busy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Because that's how much time she's got in a week. That's how I know that's how busy. You say, well, she could be doing nothing some of the time. Tell me one time of the day you think she'd be doing nothing. When's the one time you think she might be doing nothing, Lil Con? What time of the day is she doing nothing?
The day, I can't think of. Probably in the night, maybe.
Nope, like nighttime she's sleeping.
Okay. I can't think of.
How about afternoon? That's when she eats dinner. How about before that? That's when she's making phone calls. How about before that? That's when she eats lunch. See, she's doing something 24/7, 7 days a week. I know that. So what I know is she's got to take some time to take a class on wine. So I asked her, in your busy, insane schedule, would you be smart enough to devote some time to get a class? Because you're going to have to be licensed, deputized, and authorized by our government to be able to sell the product that we sell. Because the product we sell, you can't just go out there and sign up and pay $1,000 or $500, $150 and just start selling. You got to get authorized, deputized. You don't get a badge or nothing, but we want to. We're pushing for that. Hey, we've seen Wade and Goodwin. We've seen the insurance commissioner in North Carolina, my buddy. John Roberts, when you run in, you ought to ask him, can we get a badge? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if we got to pass the test, we ought to get a badge. But we don't get the badge. So would you be willing to spend some time doing it? Because the government asks you to do that. Now, I'm going to tell you this. You get $500 a pop. There's a big opportunity, and you recruit people all over the country. But unless you're willing to go through this licensing process, this won't work. You say, what if they're already licensed? Well, they're going to have to submit. But now here's the thing. I have heard people do this real arrogant and mean sounding, like they're their boss. But I'm like, Jane, I know you're busy, and you sound like a nice person, and I know you used to sell carpets door to door, and I know that you wasn't scared to cold call on people. I understand that based on your history, and I know this, that you hadn't been long. Now, where did you go to school, Jane?
UC San Diego.
Okay, so I know you went to one of those fancy California colleges and everything. You learned how to go green and stuff like that. You learn how environment's going to crash in. The whole world's going to sink one day.
California's going to sink.
Yeah, that's what we're, yeah. Sorry, Carries. Love you. I love them. I was like, I had Tony Carrius. She's like, I was like, what do you dream about? What do you want? She said, I want to, I'm thinking, Range Rover, Cadillac, plane. She said Tesla. I said, what the heck is that? Is that like a scooter? And then we were Googling this thing. This thing apparently, it gets incredible gas mileage. Let me tell you what it gets on gas mileage. It don't take gas. So that's my California buddies. So I'm going like, I know you went to a fancy California school and everything, and I know you're smart. The question is, in your busy day, would you be willing to get through this class? Because you can really hire and recruit. Now watch, here's how I'm selling. You got to do that. I know you can make 6 figures. I know you can make multi-6 figures. The question is will you do a couple of little bitty things to come on board? One is, will you allow us to check your background check? A lot of y'all say like, well, I'm fast checking, they give me a social security number. I said, well, how do they think we're going to check their background to make sure they're not a crook or a criminal, got terrible credit, got a felony in history? And I tell you what, foresters will not take you if you've been beating children and they caught you, okay? Like if you did that, or a woman, they beat them, oh no. Back in the day, they didn't care, but now, boy, they go crazy. That's why they call it the thumb rule, right? Y'all know what the rule of thumb, no, we don't talk about that. You can't, and if you do, foresters will not take you. Does that make sense? Just will not do it. So we cannot check you out until we check you out. Does that make sense? So then later on, when I'm fast tracking them, if they say, I don't give you Social Security, I go, how are we going to do a background check? You already said earlier you're willing to go through a background check. But you do it in a nice way. You're not demanding. But the truth is, we're going to check the background. Truth is, they got to get through a class. Truth is, they're going to have to learn our product. So people always ask me this, Jane. Somebody interview. People ask me this. They say, you got training? And the answer is yes. Now I got a question for you. Are you willing to do the training? See, now I'm set up for day 2. Next Wednesday, I'm doing another show, and the whole time, for an hour and a half, I'm going to talk about how to get people started, questions to ask about the background. Even after you sign them up, how do you push them along? How do you get them to the second step? So there's phases of what we do. The first thing is this. The first thing is I don't want to talk to somebody, I don't want to interview somebody that won't show up for an interview. That's my first phase. So that's why I get somebody to call and set them up for an interview. And I almost double book, like I do it every 10 or 15 minutes. But it might take me 20 minutes, and I'll be late for the next 5 minutes. I might be 5 minutes late for the next one, but a lot of times they ain't there, so I only got 5 minutes to wait to get to the next one. Does that make sense? And then here's the next thing I know. I hadn't told you all this. You know how to build, give them back. You know how to build trust? It's right out of the book. Do you know how to build trust?
Well, you ask them questions and then you tell them something about yourself.
That's how you build rapport, and that's how you build likability. How do you build trust?
Do what you say.
You're gonna do.
That's exactly right. Now, how do you get somebody to find out if they'll do what they'll say to do? What's the easiest thing to do?
Ask them.
Ask them what?
To do something.
Ding, ding, ding. Ask them to do something. So here's what I call it. Bam, fam. Book a meeting from a meeting. Okay, so what I'm doing is I ask them on this 50-minute interview, will they talk to me again at 2 o'clock? Will they talk to me again at 3 o'clock? Amber, collect my $100 bills so I don't lose them. My wife would get me. She'd say, did you get them $100 bills back, baby? I got my $100 bills back. All right, so, I got money, but I'm still kind of, you know what I'm saying? All right, so the way you build trust is you do what you say you're going to do over a period of time. Me and my wife been 27 years married. I trust what she's going to do. I trust what I'm going to do. Except when it comes to picking up the kids. That's when she calls to remind me. Okay, now, by the way, if you trust somebody, there's nothing wrong with reminding them. Okay, with Stephen Davies, me and him were supposed to talk last night. I got a text this morning, so I guess you got tied up. And I was like, truth is, I forgot. I was on the phone with Fitz and Katz, got all carried away. I should have called him too. Okay, but you're going to make mistakes. But trust, you know what you're trying to do. And what happens in the interview, we expect her to be on the best behavior. So I book another meeting, I expect her to book another meeting. And I ask her to do a little something in between now and then, like shoot her an email that has a link to an audio, okay? Or take her to the website and ask her to click around, watch a couple videos. And then when I call her back, I'm going to ask her some questions. Now, the key is I tell her that I am trustworthy, but there's no way she can know until I do what I say I'll do. And then when I do what I say I'll do, she'll know she can trust me. The minute I stop doing what I said I was going to do, that's when she can't trust me. And that's when she needs to quit. And I tell her vice versa. So now we've established this pattern. Is this helping, Brandy? Okay? So I'm going to be talking to Brandy next week about how to get people started. Okay? All right, how are we doing on time? Okay. All right. Wait a minute. Before we're done, let me look at this and make sure where we are. 18 essential qualities of team player. Please tell me you got that book at 17. What the heck? 17 essential qualities of a team player. We are team players at the Alliance. John Maxwell, we love Maxwell. We love his books. Plan Right and Foresters is phenomenal. Our recruiting machine is cranking up. People are learning how to recruit. People are learning how to build. Our hot spots are blowing up across the country. Okay? It's amazing. People are having fun, high-fiving, getting to know first names, getting to know families. We are a family, okay? And we are pulling this thing together. You guys got it going on, Jane. Lil Con, Michelle, buddy, Dave. Guys, key leaders and above, key leaders and above. There's a phone call. I'm going to talk about the lead strategies and how the prices are going to affect you. And then at 6 p.m. tonight, everybody's invited on. So if you're on your way, you hotspot. Don't skip hotspot. Be there. Guys, we got the leadership. Get signed up for the leadership and win this Greek cruise, guys. Love y'all. Bye-bye. Got to go. Thank you.
Hey guys, Andy Albright looking at you with 2020 vision. So what is 2020 vision? That's when you see yourself in the future how you want your life to be. It's making a difference for people. It's having fun. It's making some good money to take care of your family. This is for that guy that wants to run like his hair's on fire. This is a man that wants to change his life, and I mean, he wants to change it now. It is on with 2020 vision. Go make it happen for you. Let's go. Get it. Grab it.
I don't want to be a burden on my family. I know my kids don't feel like I let them down, but I know I did. The scary part was I couldn't quit. So for me, it was a prison. I knew that I shouldn't be doing this. It's just a failure that I had in my life that I had to get rid of, you know. The future, it definitely is definitely brighter. I'm only 43. I got a lot of time to make a lot of difference in people's lives. It's going to be okay. That's probably a good way to look at it. It's going to be okay.
Listen, man, this is amazing. This is my first time I have ever gone on an Alliance trip, I guess you could say. I am local here in Vegas, but they still put us up at the Paris Hotel, which is an amazing hotel. For those of you who have not been here, you got to experience it. And I got to admit, guys, this is the first time I have ever held a gun in my entire life was today. They took us to this place called The Range. Unreal. How crazy this is. The adrenaline starts pumping. You're nervous at first, kind of like when you first meet, like Andy Albright, right? So you first meet him, you're real nervous. And then, but you just go for it. You just got to pull the trigger, and the adrenaline starts flowing. You settle down a little bit, and it feels amazing. I'm telling you guys, the association here, the experiences that we're having, getting to know everyone, this is amazing. You guys have got to figure this out. You got to get here, man. Just get around the association. Just get here.
I'll take the sun and watch it surround you. All of the rain will fall.
We are in Cabo San Lucas, and at a beautiful, beautiful resort once again. And the types of things we're learning is phenomenal. We hung out this morning with Mark Vickers. We're learning how to speak better. We're learning how to communicate better. We're learning how to better serve our agents at conventions, which is, it's amazing the amount of money that we're putting into that. And then on top of that, we're hanging out with Jeff Bright. Jeff is teaching us how to work together as a team on a much deeper level than just, hey, we're a team, you know, we're part of this team. We're actually hanging out.
I had been alive 20,000 days as of that day. The Bible says that a person's life is like a breath or a vapor. Psalms 39:4. Counting my days has created a sense of intense urgency. Wisdom is not only critical, but also valuable for me to make important daily decisions. I will be pushed to maximize my relationships. It is so easy to take my relationships for granted. Counting my days reminds me of how precious they are. This causes me to be more loving, more forgiving, and more unselfish. Time is merely the measure of passing events. Time is inflexible. You cannot manage it. It cannot be compressed or expanded. Bottom line, don't focus on time, but on events. Fill these events with people you love. Relationships will be enhanced and memories created. The sum of what I have today is more expansive and far-reaching than I comprehend. This gives me certainty to continue with tons of massive action. What if you knew? Say, what if you knew? What if you knew this was it? What if you knew this was only going if you knew it would work? I face today with my eyes wide open, actively looking for the